Live from Toronto, this is Sports Live.
This is Jim, and this is Mark, and this is Sports Live.
Here's one of my favorites. It's the two-man bobsled -1. And it's like, wait for me, Wolfgang. Wait for me. I'm coming. Wait for. Oh, darn it.
That'll work. Hey guys, welcome back to Bag of Sticks Golf. This is our second episode. I'm here with the famous Mark Hebscher. I'm so excited for you to be here in Golfing Eagles Nest Golf Course.
I can tell. Look at you.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
tingling.
I'm excited to hear your stories. I'm a huge fan of yours. I watched Sports Live for many, many years.
You were the one.
I look forward to it, and so it's just great having you here.
Oh, great. It's great too. Thanks for inviting me, Mike. This is a beautiful place, Eagles Nest as well. I used to live around the corner from here. So I saw this place being built.
Wow.
And Doug Carrick, who's the architect,
Yeah.
I went to high school with.
Come on.
He was a golf nerd. Yeah, all he did, all he wanted to do was draw, golf holes and stuff like that. So at the age of 16 or 17, you just think,
Really?
as a nerd, done pretty well for himself.
I
Huh?
think so.
Not bad.
Probably the best architect in the
Oh,
country.
I would think so, yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we're here on hole 3 right now, and we're just about to tee off. Beautiful hole. It's one of my favorite. And I'm going to let Mark have the honors.
Thank you.
All
Did I
right?
win the last hole, or you're just being nice to me?
You did win the last hole.
I did too, didn't I?
You did.
Okay.
Threw it in like a pro. Oh, just over the bunker. Nice ball.
No bunker?
Nope.
Jeez, Mike. Wow. That's long.
Boom!
I don't know if it's a downward blow or a sweeping blow.
175 from here. I think you do a sweeping.
It's a sweeping blow with a hybrid, right? Gotta go. Gotta go. Go in the hole. Go in. Oh shit.
Be good.
Wow.
Be good.
Nice roll.
Boom!
Thank you.
Nice par.
Thanks, buddy. Not gonna...
You fucking idiot!
Keep rolling there, Noah.
Unreal. No birdie.
Ladies and gentlemen,
No birdie
two
today.
phenomenal shots.
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? We'll blame it on the heat, the sweat from the grass.
No, it's not the heat, it's the humility. Okay? Golf is the most humbling game.
It is. Trust me.
Oh, that's awesome.
All right, guys. We're on the 6th hole here. We're with Mark Hebscher. And
Who just missed rimmed out a putt.
yes,
Should have been a par.
Should have been.
But the
But
holes
like-
here are so
but-
small.
We cut him small here. So I'm here with Mark, one of my sports broadcaster idols. I love this guy. I was a big fan of this guy. But what I want to know, how did the Hebscher Awards come to fruition? Like, how did it start?
So when I was in radio, I was actually working in Montreal. When I was in radio, I was trying to come up with something for the radio sportscast besides the scores of the game and stuff like that. And what happened was I managed to, from a friend of mine, get a recording of one of the French-Canadian hockey announcers from one of the junior teams.
Okay.
And he got very, very excited during a goal, and he shouted out the French word for, well, a bad word. He shouted it out on the air, which you couldn't do. Now you can't, but you couldn't do it in those days. So he said this terrible, horrible swear word on the air, calling a goal. And then there's just silence. Anyway, I got the clip of it, and I ran the clip on the show, and I said, this is like, I figured there's the Emmy Awards, there's the Tony Awards, there's the Grammy, it's always with a Y, why not the Hebscher Awards? So that's sort of how they were born, and they were radio bloopers.
Yep.
One of them was, I don't know if you ever saw the play, Stanford-Cal football game, where they think the game's over, and the band comes onto the football field, and the guy's still running, and they're lateraling the ball, and they wipe out the trombone player.
Yes.
So the radio call of that was a classic. Because the guy, Joe Starkey, is like, and they're at the 20, and the band is on the field, and it's going to be a touchdown, and they wiped out the trombone player. It's a really exciting, but it's an audio clip, right? So you're like listening. So I figured, let's run these things. We call them the Hebscher Awards. When I started on Global, I said, why don't we just take that? Why don't you just get some video? We'll find some shots of guys falling down, a great goal here or there, a blooper, and they became the Hebscher Awards. Wow. And they ran like every week, and people would call. We would get calls from people saying, I've got video of this guy in junior hockey. I said, send it along. So we'd get copies, like old copies of VHS tapes that somebody had shot from their camcorder or whatever, and we'd, whatever. They would all qualify. It was great. Now, of course, everything's televised. Yeah. And plays of the month, plays of the week, missed plays of the year, plays of the decade, plays of the century.
All right, let's go hit some balls.
Let's go.
Fuck, that went right over.
You're allowed to drop an F-bomb on this show? I guess you are.
Fucking right.
It's your show.
Yeah.
It's your show.
Do one of them. Fuck.
There's no CRTC or there's no commission that's going to say, I'm sorry, we don't allow that over the airwaves.
Yeah.
No problem in here. All right, so where am I?
So you must have had a ton of that, right? Like you couldn't see.
No. But on the podcast, I can't. On podcast, I got so mad at the Leafs the other night. I said, can you believe they lost to the Columbus fucking Blue Jackets? And Pierre-Luc, whatever his name was, I could not believe it. And I don't normally swear on it. I was just like, I was incredulous that they blew that lead against Columbus. Columbus! What? You ever been to Columbus before?
Yeah, I have.
Ugh. Wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy, Columbus.
I went for a concert.
What concert?
Fish.
You went and saw Fish?
Yeah.
I like you already.
Many times. Oh, hello.
I didn't see it. I didn't see it, but it felt good. I think I grew a third testicle with that one. Good stroke.
All right, guys, we're on hole 8 with Mark, and this is, gotta zoom in on this. This is my buddy's catering company, Rebel Merchant Catering Studio. It's my buddy Brent. Check him out. He's great. Does everything. His food is amazing.
Is he catering us today? Is he coming out today with any food?
If I call him, he would.
Well, he should. I mean, you've already you got his hat on. You've given a big mention here. Thousands of people are going to know.
Yeah.
A sandwich would be nice or something. Right, come on. Just.
So we're here on hole 8 with Mark. He's cracking me up, and we're just about to tee off. But I want to ask him a quick question. So, Sportsline.
Yep.
Most of it with Jim Taddy. You and Jim.
Yeah.
You guys, the chemistry between you guys.
Unbelievable, eh?
Yeah, so how did that work? How did you guys do
I
that?
knew Jim. I was working in radio. Jim was at TV, is at City TV at the time.
Yeah.
So I knew him. We'd gone to various press conferences or covering games or whatever it was. So I knew who he was.
Okay.
And I get a call one day from him saying, hey, listen, we got this show Sportsline on Global. And I go, oh yeah, I've heard of it. Bob McCown was the host at the time. I've heard of it. And, well, we're going to make some changes, and I want to know if you were interested in, maybe joining the show. And I was doing a radio talk show at the time, and I was, okay, fine. He mentioned how much money the job paid, which was about twice as much. And I'm like, yeah, I'm in. And so we went for drinks, and he got me drunk. I remember that.
Okay.
He got me drunk.
Smart.
Took advantage of me, and, we made a deal right then and there, which I didn't regret it. I kind of went, I wish I was sober when I made the deal, because I could have probably, gotten more money and some leverage. But anyway. Worked out great, and we started doing the show, the two of us. No one else had ever done a show like that before. Mm-hmm. Kibitzing around, making jokes, all that. It became a cult type of classic show.
For sure.
We didn't realize what the reach was like of the show. We knew that people in Toronto watched it because Global was from Toronto. But we didn't realize Global had a reach throughout Ontario and was also on the satellite, so you could see it anywhere. So Jim and I did an event in Ottawa once, went for dinner afterwards. Guys, we said to the guy, we want to go watch the Leaf game. Where can we? He says, oh, there's a bar down the street on Bank. We go to this bar on Bank Street. We walk into the bar, and I kid you not, like two gunslingers walking into a saloon. right? Everyone stops, turns around, and is staring at us. I'm like, I look at Jim, I go, holy shit. I said, I think they watch us on TV every night. That's when we realized that it wasn't just Toronto, that people in Ottawa, we thought people in Ottawa watched the local Ottawa station for their sports.
Right.
They watched Sportsline, even though it's a Toronto station. And the Senators weren't around then. They didn't come around until the early 90s. So I guess Ottawa fans were Leaf fans or they were Montreal Canadiens fans, but they liked sports. And we could not believe it. Anyway, people are buying us drinks. Hey, you guys, what are you doing in Ottawa? Oh, we watch you every night. That's when we realized that the show was as popular as it was.
All right, guys. Hole 8. Let's see it.
Oh, I pulled that badly. That's ugly. Sit down now. Sit. Ooh, I might be able to play it. Oh, yeah. Wow.
She's dancing though. But I was kidding. Give it, Bobby. All right, guys, we're here at Eagle's Nest, hole 12, one of my favorite holes, and we're gonna do a rapid fire question with Mr. Hebscher. Mark, you ready?
I'm ready.
Just rhyme off as quick as you can.
You got it.
Favorite sports announcer of all time?
Howard Cosell.
The broadcaster you hated the most, or the biggest homer?
I don't hate anybody, but the biggest homer would have to be Harry Carey of the Chicago Cubs. It's like there was no other team on the field. Cubs win. Cubs could do nothing wrong, and they were a terrible team when he was their broadcaster. Never won anything.
Greatest sportcaster of all time?
Well, I mean, I like Howard Cosell. I'd mentioned him, but I tell you what, for play-by-play, I liked like Kurt Gowdy, Al Michaels, I'm going to say. Al Michaels can do any sport, and he's authoritative, man. He sounds like he knows what he's talking about. And of course, you believe in miracles? Yes! And I was there for that. I was in Lake Placid covering the Olympics that year, and when Al Michaels made that call, that was amazing.
Well, my next question was
greatest
sports call of all time.
Yeah, that Do You Believe in Miracles is a good one. However, having said that, and remember, I was at a lot of the games, so I never heard the call on television or radio because I was actually there, physically there. But one of the best ones I ever heard was this Hebscher Award, where Stanford is playing Cal in football, and on the last play of the game, they do an onside kick. And the Cal players pick up the ball, and they start lateraling it to each other. And the play is still going on. And the announcer is going, and Smith has it now, and he laterals it to Jones, and there's no time remaining on the clock. And he's going wild, and you're trying to figure out what's going on because it's the radio call. And he goes, and the band is on the field, and they're still going, and it's a touchdown! And he's going wild. Absolutely wild. Yeah. And it was a fantastic call. That one, there was another one, a field goal by Tom Dempsey in 1970 for the New Orleans Saints, who were a terrible team. And Dempsey was born with a club foot, so he didn't have a full right foot, and he had a device on his foot that allowed him to kick straight on. Anyway, he's trying a 63-yard field goal to win the game. No one had ever kicked one anywhere close to that. And the announcer is like, now the snap and the ball is down, and here's the kick, and it's on the way. It's good. It's good. The guy literally jumped out of the booth. He's screaming, it's good. It's good. The Saints have won. The Saints have won. And you hear this screaming in the background. Everyone else in the booth and the crowd is like, they can't believe what happened. So to hear it in context is wild because the guy just loses it. He's not an authoritative announcer. He's a homer. He can't believe what he just witnessed, and he's telling you the most incredible thing. So that was great. That was a great call. Oh, man. Straight though, eh?
Yeah, it's a little right. But... Ooh.
Is that all right?
Yeah. It's on the hill. It's good. It's good.
Good, up on the hill.
That's where I wanted it, though. So I have an aerial view. Green. Melty. Oh! Hebscher! Look at you. Best drive of the day. Wow.
I learned from the master.
Wow.
Oh my God, this is such a great sport. You learn a lot about yourself when you play golf. You learn humility and you learn to cheat. Cheat yourself. You need to tell yourself that you made a par when you really made a bogey. It's good. I hope his next guest plays as well as I do. What time someone made a putt today? Thank you.
Oh, there's one.
About time someone
There's
made a
one.
putt. Nice one.
Wow.
Very nice, very nice.
Thank you very much, guys. Double Merchant Catering Studio. Boom.
Come on, baby. Yeah!
That's how you golf. What can I say? Thank you, sir.
Nicely done. Oh. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's one, baby. Hooray! I'm interested in what you're doing now. I know Fridays.
Yeah, I do a podcast on Fridays called Hebscher on Sports, where I talk about anything I want to talk about. It's like your thing. You do what you want. Stuff that I think people will be interested in.
Yep.
And I wrote a book called The Greatest Athlete You've Never Heard Of. So I'm an author,
Yep.
published author, which doesn't give me much. It's nice to say and all that, put it on your business card. And I'm a freelance journalist, so I'm available to, I write some articles. I've done some deep research. The Olympics were supposed to be this year. They're going to be next year in Tokyo, and I think I might have a gig doing some deep research there about Olympic stuff. And generally, like, enjoying life, like, sort of, I don't know, semi-retired, I guess. So I don't have a full-time job, but I'm fine with that. I really don't want a full-time job. Fuck, I interviewed Gretzky in Los Angeles, and he sweats like a pig. Really? He just fucking sweats like crazy. So imagine this, right? He's played 2 periods of hockey. He sweats like crazy anyway, right? He comes into the little studio between periods for an interview. Fucking takes his helmet off, drenched with sweat. Takes his gloves off. He goes like this to shake. And I'm not thinking, I go to shake his hand. Nice to meet you. Fuck. Stunk. Like horrible. And I can't get rid of the smell. And it's Gretzky's hand. And we do the interview, and I'm this close to him when I do the interview. I'm really close. And he's leaning over, and his sweat is dripping down his nose and onto my pants. Right? It just keeps, like there's a ball of sweat. He's talking. I'm looking at the ball of sweat. I'm not even paying attention to what he's saying. And I notice it's going to fall off his nose. It's going to go right onto my pants. I'm right next to him. And then another ball of sweat magically appears. So the whole interview, all I could think of is this guy has got sweat dripping off his nose. This is Wayne Gretzky. By the end of the interview, I'm telling you right now, I had like a puddle. Okay? I was thinking of sending him a bill. Say, hey, Wayne, you owe me. Oh! That's too bad. I hit that well. It's on. It's going in the hole. That's great. Oh, that's great.
Is this still going?
That's great. I love that. That would have been fantastic.
Double!
Okay? You're just looking at the end result, buddy. That was fantastic.
Yes. That was ugly. That was probably the ugliest shot I ever had in my life.
Look where it ended up.
I'll take it.
Brilliant.
Woo! I was thinking I just want to spank this right in the cup, right in the heart, but it's going to be about a 2% chance. Let's see if we can fucking make magic. Just go to your home. You're comfortable. Right, pussy. We'll chalk that up to weakness, maybe. You pussy.
Hang on. That's from an up and down from that sand, that crazy sand down there. It's a voila, and up and down on the last one.
Great par.
Which way do we do it?
Yeah.
And then we tap putters or something like that? In the era of COVID, how do you do it?
I know. That was wrong.
That was great. I got to tell you, that was so much fun.
Great. I'm glad
So
you came.
beautiful here, too. Thanks for having me.
It was my pleasure. And,
Do I owe you money?
No.
Oh, good.
No. Not at all. Just a beer.
Sure. No problem. And a copy of my book.
Oh, yes. Greatest athlete.
You've never heard of. Someone asked me if it was about me. No, that's about you. I said, it's not about me, but
Should be.
nah, I'm not that great.
No?
But today, I was okay today. I'm happy with my game.
Yeah, you played great. It was fun. I had a great time. Thanks for coming out, Mark.
Thanks for having me.
And we'll definitely get out again, I hope. And this is our second fully official episode. And I had a blast. Mark Hebscher, Sportsline, podcast, author, great guy. I had a blast. Thanks again, Mark.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.